Okay, so this is part two. Um, well, first, I called the police, and obviously, they told me your daughter is 18. She has to be missing over 24 hours before you can file a report. I still hadn't heard from my daughter. It's almost 1 a.m. Um, so I had no choice but to hope for the best. So I started going through her room and I found a notebook, and it said in there, she was in love with this guy. She couldn't wait until she was 18 so that she could move to California to be with him. Um, that they, that's how I found out that they had been talking for years. But I still didn't know that they had been talking since she was 13. I didn't find that. I actually did not find that out until just a few months ago. So yeah. Um, so she called me the next day to let me know that she and him were at an Airbnb, in our city. That they wanted to get to know each other and whatever. Um, what kind of man would let their girlfriend, like, not think that it was important to let me know that she was okay? Like, I just don't understand that. So she finally, I found out that she was at an Airbnb with him, and he did not want to meet me. So to this day, I have not met this man. Okay, he wouldn't meet me. I didn't know how old he was at the time until I started researching and I found his last name and I looked him up, and I found out that he was 6.5 years older than my daughter, almost 7 years. And I was wicked. I was wicked freaked out because, like, I didn't know what he was going to do to her. They had never met in person. All she knew about him was things that, he was telling her all these years. And so I was really scared. Like, I really was nervous that he, was going to kidnap her, that I was never going to see her again. And every time she texted me, I'm like, is this even you? And then I asked her, like, what are our dogs' names? Or I don't remember exactly what I had her text me back, but I wanted to make sure it was her. Because, you hear all the time that, they could be texting pretending to be, your daughter or whatever. So she stayed at the Airbnb with him, like, for a good month. And then so while this whole month is going on, that he's down here, she still had to work. And my sister pays for her phone. Like, we got it for Christmas when she was 14. She put my daughter on her phone plan. So my sister could see, like, the phone calls. And my sister has never done that before, never looked at, her phone log. Well, come to find out, literally, and I'm not even exaggerating, when my daughter was at work, he would be texting her and calling her literally every 5 minutes. And that's when, I started getting worried, like, this guy is wicked, obsessed, controlling, like, and I'm not exaggerating, it was literally hundreds of texts while she's at work, okay? And she would be texting him back, so it wasn't like she was ignoring him. And that is crazy. Like, you can't even go a few hours while this girl is at work. So I started getting worried about that, like, just too much, just he he just wanted her to himself. So she would come and visit, but she would only stay for like 30 minutes. And mind you, up until he came down here, my daughter, I seen her, she lived at my house, so I seen her every day. You know, I knew where she was at, you know, all the time. And then for that month that he was down here, I seen her maybe 3 times, you know, 30 minutes at a time. And she would be on her phone the whole time. And she would be like, I have to hurry up, I have to get back. And she made excuses like, well, he doesn't know anybody down here and he's sitting all alone in the Airbnb and whatever. So when my daughter told me that she was not going to start college and she was giving up a $150,000 scholarship, she had gotten into 7 different colleges, I lost my mind. I was so disappointed in her because she worked so hard throughout all 4 years of high school to get straight A's, volunteer. She was so stressed for her SAT test. Like, she was in honors classes, so she studied her ass off every night. And she was happy that she got into all these colleges. And once she turned 18 and this guy had got more control over her, she totally changed, like 100% changed. And when she decided that she was not going to take her scholarships and go to college, I flipped out on her. Like, what are you fucking thinking? What are you doing? And the day that she told me that she was moving to California was like, other than my mom passing away, it was the worst day of my life. I will talk about California in part 3.